Right, so welcome to our updates from the Austin 7 rebuild that we're doing. It's a Ruby that we're putting back together. There are a couple of other episodes that predate this one, so I'll put some links to those above. I'll put a link to the first one and you can follow this journey from the beginning if you wish to. And obviously, if you don't mind subscribing to the channel, that will help us to get some extra views when these things go live, and it'd be good to keep you up to date with what we're doing. So today we're going to regrind some valves on the Austin 7's engine. My son is the expert on this. He's been taught what to do, so he's going to show us how we regrind some valves on the engine.
We're going to be grinding the valves today, and so we need to compress the spring so that we can see the little pin that's inside of there. And then once we've got the valve out, we need to put some grinding paste on them so that they make a good seal when the engine's running. So first you want to put this tool on top of the valve and underneath the spring to compress it so that you can see the tiny pin that the valve sits on, or the valve spring. And then you get some pliers to pull the valve out, the pin out. There you go. And then you have to keep them safe because they're very easy to lose. And you want to undo this. And then you might need a hammer for this to just get the screwdriver underneath the valve to pop it out. And then, so now we're going to get a bit of grinding paste and then just place it along where the valve sits so that it's nice and evenly spread. So now we're going to put a spring on the end of the valve that we made, because so that when you're done grinding the valve it just pops back out, so instead of having to wedge it out again. So you just want to find the hole and see it just pops back out. And then get a screwdriver or a drill and then start grinding in to make a perfect seal. So once you're done with that, it should look like there's a nice seal with no imperfections. And you want to wipe away the grinding paste because you don't want to get that in the engine, really. And do you want me to hold the light? I'll show you. So inside there's a nice seal with no little imperfections, and that will work nicely. And then once you've done that, you just want to do the steps from before backwards. And you want to compress the spring again so that you can put the little pin back in. There you go, and you want the pin to be sticking out both sides so that it's kind of even, doesn't have to be perfect. And then you just undo this and take it off, and then you'll be done. Perfect. So next you want to do the rest of the valves with the same exact method, making sure that if you want to do this valve, you would have to wait until it's down, and then you would do the gaps on the valves, and then once you've finally done that, you would want to put this on with a new gasket, and then screw these in to hold it on nicely.